What's going on, guys? Resilient Trading Group here, coming at you with another video. In today's video it's another how-to tutorial on how to use Fibonacci, use it effectively, know where to place it in a trading setup and the settings behind it. So jumping straight into it, we're on the GA pound ord and we're going to be teaching you guys how to use it in a downtrend. As we can see, pound ord is currently in a downtrend since the 2nd of April. So what you need to do is go from the highest point, you go from the highest point, which is here, as you can quite clearly tell. It's not that one, it's this point here. This is where the trend started, the downtrend. And then you need to go to its lowest point since that trend. That doesn't mean there, it means there. It means this wick here, not that wick, this wick right here. And you extend it all the way out. So as we can see, with Fibonacci, your key levels is the 61.8%. This is the golden rule in Fibonacci if you could look at the maths behind it. So we always trade to 61.8%, which we can quite clearly tell is actually a line of resistance right there. But that's the resistance, 61.8%. It's a key level in Fibonacci. You trade 61.8% and your take profits are minus 27% and minus 61.8%. This is TP1 and that is TP2. This is usually your support region, as we can quite clearly tell on the 0% line right here. And this is trading in a downtrend. You go from the highest point all the way down to its lowest point, which is here. Not here because it went back up to create a high. It's this wick right there, and that is how you use it in a downtrend. So here we are now on the pound CAD, and now we're going to be using a long position. Now you wouldn't use it here. The reason why you wouldn't use it here is because that trend is gone. It's broke it. That was an uptrend previously in the 18th of March to the 31st of March. So you don't draw your uptrend from that wick all the way to that wick. You would need to wait for the pullback, which has happened here. So you go from the lowest point, which was there, and you draw it to the highest point, which was there. Again, your key level is the 61.8% fib, which you always want to highlight and know where it is. And you would usually, let's say you was buying this pair, you'd buy it on the support, which was 61.8% fib. TP1, you can have it 0%, which is clear resistance, or you can have it at TP1, which is your minus 27%, and TP2 is your 61.8%. And that is how you trade Fibonacci long and also selling it. 61.8% is usually your entry level, either selling it or buying it. Minus 27% is first TP, 61.8% is second TP, and also remembering to do it in the current trend, not the previous trend. If it's an uptrend, you need to wait for it to have a pullback, which is had here. So you go from this low, you need to wait for it to create a low, not that low, lowest low, all the way to the highest high in that current trend. As we can see, that is the current trend. So extend it to that wick there, making sure that everything's accurate and you're really on the pinpoint of the actual wicks. Don't be sloppy with your work, guys. Make sure it's on the actual pinpoint of the wicks, and that is how you use it effectively. All the settings that we use for our Fibonacci at Resilient, it's got all the key levels that you need to know. It blurs out all the rubbish that you don't need to know about Fibonacci with our colours. And there's the visibility. Make sure to pause the video to edit your Fibonacci accordingly. But the reason we have our settings like that is just so we can see it nice and clear, we can understand it, and we make proper decisions without our markets being too muddled up. Are just some clips of me pulling out some Fibonacci and drawing it for you guys to actually really understand. So remember, guys, you're going from the lowest point to the highest point, or the highest point to the lowest point. So in this circumstance, we're going from the highest point, and then we're going all the way down to the lowest point, which is there, and then we would just drag it out. So you take the short on the break, or 61.8% or 38.2%, whichever works out best in that current position in the market. But this is how you need to draw it out, from the low to the high, or the high to the low in the most previous time frame, not going back, in the previous. So from this previous one to this one here. I hope this video does help you guys when using Fibonacci and helps you with your trading setups. This is a perfect example for you guys to use, and I hope it understands better for yourself.